Okay, I think this might be right. And hopefully I am facing the right direction and not, you can see my hands in the right way. But for some reason I think that they're wrong. So I'm going to turn this here and maybe this is right. Sorry guys, I'm not good at this. This is so horrible. So I want to do the craft along with me and today, and I want to do some of the projects that I didn't do last time. And I just want to say I didn't do some of the projects from I didn't come on yesterday because it was craft day and I just never stopped watching craft day. So I just kept watching the whole day through the whole thing. And so here we go. We're gonna try this, and I'm gonna try to move this mat so you could see the whole mat. And for anyone who was already here and saw the messy room that I was in, remember I told you that I was moving into a new room, so because I was in a different bedroom. So you were just looking at the empty room that I'm going to be turning into my craft room very, very soon. And so this whole room that you just saw, a mess, is going to be a craft room. Yay! So I won't be in a small bedroom. I'll be in a bedroom, but it'll just be a dedicated bedroom just to me. So here we go. I was just putting some lotion on. Okay, so this one I didn't, I talked about it last time, but I didn't finish it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quickly put it together with you guys here. So this will be the first one, and this will just be the easiest one for right now, and it'll get me calmed down from trying to figure out this whole camera situation. And because that just gave me super anxiety. So I'm like, I'm super frustrated right now, and I just kind of need to calm down and relax and craft with you guys. So here I am, and thank you guys for bearing with me twice while I tested this thing and went in and went out. And so here we are putting some foam pads, super easy part, right? And taking them off, which always takes forever. And then I'm like, where's my trash can? And so while we do this, we can craft and chat. So craft day was on yesterday, and I did see some Facebook posts about the today's special that they were doing, and what some people thought were maybe going back in time crafting. They were like, isn't this going backwards crafting? And I will have to say that for a minute when I saw what was happening, I maybe had that same kind of thought. Like, is this, would I want to do this? Would this be, especially if I have so many dies and things like that, would I want to draw on my paper and use my scoring tool? And then I just thought about how Anna Griffin still uses her scoring tool, and it's one of her favorite tools, and how, you know, there's something to be said about doing things the way we used to do it. And so a lot of people were like, you know, some people don't have machines, and some people don't have the budget for all the big stuff. And so this is like a way for them to be able to do it with, and you know, they might be beginner crafters, and this is a way for them to get started, or just to do it, or, you know, even to take with them on a trip or something if they don't have, want to take their big machine, they can still craft on the go. And I thought that those were some really good tips and tricks and things for people, you know, to help us think outside the box about that whole today's special. Because it was a little bit like, huh, who is this for? And maybe it's not for everyone. It's definitely not for me, because me and the pencil don't always line up straight together. And so I was like, this is definitely not for me, because I would not, all my stuff would come out so wonky in the process. But when I first saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. And so that was just something I was just, you know, thinking about. So then the next thing I was thinking about is all of the Anna Griffin stuff that was on. Oh my gosh, I was just getting so many ideas and things to make and things to do, even though I didn't buy anything, because I didn't want to get in trouble with my husband, who is already ready to kill me because I bought Create Ticket. And I didn't tell him, and I kind of just did it. And I told him, I had to tell him when I didn't, you know, come resurface myself for 3 days out of out of my room. So at some point I had to say, oh, okay, I'm doing Create. And I think that this is up a little bit too high. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. So what we're doing today is the same thing we were doing last time, is just finishing our Create projects together. And so I didn't finish a lot of my projects, this being one of them. And so we're just gonna finish them together. So if you are interested in being a part of that, craft and chat, and finishing some of your projects from Create, then definitely join me on today. So here is one of them, and that was my last one. So that was number 12 of 12 of the birthday situation. Okay, so now we're gonna go on to, oh, I was gonna show you the one that this one. So this one I was doing, and I kept messing it up and messing it up and messing it up the last time we did the chat live. And so I ended up just cutting off the border again. Now mine is a little different because it has a little bit of the other side showing through, the back side showing through. And then I put the border on there. So here it is. And it's all done. And this is what I came up with. So, ta-da. Okay. So that was the class number 2 or 3. I don't remember. And so I think I have all of my projects from day 1 completed. And now it's time to move on to day 2. So the first thing that we did in day 2 was the terrific tags. And so let's go ahead and do those right now. So I'm going to pull out my tags. So Anna Griffin sells these pouches, and she uses them for embossing folders, and I just use them to put unfinished projects in. That's what I use them for. And I think you get like 30 in a pouch, so you could literally create a library of unfinished projects if you want to. Don't do that. Nobody wants a library of unfinished projects. That was what my Create looks like. So it's just like a library of unfinished projects right now. And so let's go. So the first 2 that we did were the birthday tags. And so here we go with the birthday tags. And let's see. So I'm just pulling up the directions. So the first one I did finish. So it was this one. It said, open me. I ended up making a bow. It came out pretty good. And the pull on the back, and everything's good with that one. So we're done with that one. We'll put it to the side. And my second tag is still a little bit in disarray. So let's go into that one and figure out what needs to be done to finish this project. So what we have here is a front. It has a front and it has a back. And according to the directions, let's see. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to, let me put my, glue down my sentiment stuff. So we have is a pattern, cut it out of pattern cardstock, cut it out of gold cardstock, pattern cardstock, gold cardstock. And let me just get my glue going here. And it looks like this one goes on top of this one. So I'm gonna glue that down, and you can put foam pads, I'm sure. I'm just gonna glue it, and it's kind of offset so that you could see the gold underneath. So we're just gonna line that up and let that set down just like that. And while that's setting up, we're going to do the same thing with the 4U letters here. We're just gonna glue all of that down. And here we go. Here, 4U. Isn't this so pretty? The way that the letters are cut out. And offsetting that on there just gives it a nice glow. I'm gonna have glue all over my fingers already, and we just got started. I'm just gonna let that set up for just a second while I go to the next part, which is we need to take some gold ribbon and our tag here, and we need to give this some ribbon here. So let's see. Have any of you guys been watching the AGTV lately? I absolutely love it. Now, I've been a member of Finishing School, which I guess has now been rebranded into AGTV. And so, you know, that was nothing necessarily new for me to experience because I've been experiencing that. But I think it's pretty cool that she opened it up to the public a little bit. And I also really like that everyone can now be a part of that. So that's pretty cool. And so I'm just gonna add this. I'm not able to see the chat, so if anyone is doing any chatting, I do apologize. I don't know, maybe I'll shut down one of my iPad feed and come back in and on that. I'm not gonna shut down the whole feed, just on my iPad so that, ooh, sorry guys, I shook the camera. So that I could see if anyone is chatting on today. If no one is chatting, that's fine too. I'm just, you know, using you guys as friends while I craft. Because sometimes we just need others to help us to finish our projects. Or else we'll never get them done, right? And that's like me right now. If I don't have this like time and I'm not holding myself accountable and responsible for doing these, I might just sit this down and not finish it, which would really be not good. So thanks for, if you guys are sticking with me, hanging in here with me, Thank you. And I'm just gonna continue to put these projects together. So the For You just goes on the top of that. Isn't it awesome how the patterns go so well together? I just love it. It looks so good. And then for the hole in the center, because we're gonna add some string on there also, just to make this where it hangs. I'm gonna use my pokey tool, I think. So I'm gonna just kind of add it in right here. She used a hole punch, but I just thought that my particular hole punch, because I don't have a fancy one, I just have one of the ones that you use from the store, any old store, dollar store, whatever. It made too big of a hole. So I'm just gonna do this and then just tie this off with the ribbon. And this isn't the ribbon that she gave us because I don't know where that ribbon is. Someone can probably tell me. By now I should know where it is, seeing as we went through all the classes. But I don't know where it is. So I'm just gonna use this ribbon that I already had. And so this one says For You, and then the other one. And then so what we do with these is we put them in the pocket somewhere. One of these, I think. Yeah, so we put these in the pocket on this side and on this side. And then that's what this looks like. And then I'm gonna need to tie a really fancy bow here, which you guys can watch me fumble doing if you like. So the bows or the ribbon that she gave us was this, oh my gosh, super duper pretty ribbon here. And the green one goes with the birthday collection. And in order to make this bow, you really have to pray. Okay, so let me just cut this edge because it's not very clean. And just move that out of the way. The next thing is, so I think that the amount of ribbon that I'm gonna need, because it's basically whatever the length of this bow part is. So from here to here would be the bow, if this is making any sense. And then you just need a little bit more for the tail, which would be like maybe right here. So what I would do is well, what Anna would do, let me try to remember how she did that. You make your bow, or you make your bow, then you scrunch, 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 and then you're going to put this on the side, however long your other side of your bow is going to be, and scrunch, 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 and now you have your 2 loops. And then you're gonna go over, and then you're gonna go, I'm trying to stay in the camera. And I just create a lot, because then you need to go through here. Except for I'm missing one of my tails, aren't I? I'm missing my tail. Okay, I might have to do that again, because I guess if you want to make a bow with no tail, that would be it. But I have no tail, so I'm going to try that again. I'm going to use the amount that I need for my tail. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to scrunch, 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 scrunch. Then make another loop. Scrunch, 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 scrunch. And then over, I always forget which way you're supposed to go over. This way over, I believe. And then through, because we need to create a knot. then you can hold the loops and pull with your hands. So this is really clumsy. I do apologize. I just learned how to do this a couple days ago at Create, which is so cool. All right, so here we go. And that is how we do our bow. And tighten it. And so now I'm just going to cut off this end here. I'm going to cut it by turning it like this and creating cutting it like that so that I get the ribbon like ones. And then I'm just going to take this and be very careful. I have set this whole thing on fire. So if you can't, don't do it. Don't do it. Because it's like literally seconds on there. And so this one I'm going to take, and this one goes on the back. And I don't have a hot glue gun set up or anything like that. So I'm just going to use a glue dot here because I think that these are like the strongest things on the world. As you can see, it doesn't even want to come off my finger. And I'm just going to put it on with a glue dot. And maybe I'll go back later and put on some hot glue, but for right now I'm just going to do the glue dot. And then we made little compound embellishments here, and I'm going to add a glue dot to that, which I'm just going to press it onto the back there so it doesn't get stuck on my finger this time. And then that one goes straight on here, just like that. So hopefully you guys are here with me and finishing up your Create projects. And then happy birthday goes, it actually sticks in here, so I'd have to move the bow part so that it doesn't interfere with the words. So maybe somewhere like that. Just stick it down. And that is the second tag from, so this is the front and this was the back, and these come out, and there. Now we're done. We have two of these. All right, well, it seems like there's not a whole lot of participation or things like that, so I think I'll go ahead and finish crafting on my own. Thank you everyone who came to join me, and have an awesome day. Bye.